questions. Next is Sally J. Nauman from Carlisle. Ms. Nauman, I know you provided a letter to many of us. I would just urge, having read the letter, that in your remarks, please, if you could, if there are issues regarding case law or whatever else, I just didn't see that in the letter, so just...
I don't think I referred to case law.
Not in the letter you don't, but I want to encourage you to focus on your concerns about the judge's judicial philosophy.
Well, I think it's in the same vein that speaking, because we already have so-called gay marriage. We already have so-called gay marriage being used as a weapon to bring the homosexual agenda into our public school classrooms, all the way down to the elementary grades. And we need yet another appointment that will be used as a weapon to promote and push the disastrous homosexual agenda onto our trusting youth. This is exactly what this high-profile elevation of an openly lesbian judge to the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court will accomplish. I think it's already become open because of Patrick's remarks and because it's inhibited. And so that's why I think it's reasonable to discuss that aspect. It's very clear. By elevating Barbara Lenk to the SJC, we will be validating same-gender sexual conduct and gay marriage. This will be a clarion call to all those who want to draw vulnerable children into the gay lifestyle. And they'll say, yes, King and King is a great book for our 8-year-olds. And yes, Daddy's Roommate is a great book too. We're going to be indoctrinating the children even more because her existence in a high-profile place validates that. How will we ever be able to say, no, we do not want our children reading books that promote homosexuality? No, we do not want this lifestyle validated to our children. If you tell all the world that, yes, this is a valid behavior by this appointment. And why do I feel so strongly about this? Sadly, I have seen dear friends die a horrific death after getting into the homosexual lifestyle. One was my close neighbor, Perry. He was a wonderful young man who ended up with HIV/AIDS. His death was so horrific and so painful that his grieving mother could only say they were relieved when he finally passed away and found peace. You know, when you're close to a death like this, you have to ask why. Was this necessary? Let me be emphatic. No, it was not necessary. Homosexuality is not something one is born into. Identical twin studies have proved this once and for all. P. Fox proves this every day when people leave homosexuality. And my friend Stephen Bennett, now happily an ex-gay, was able to get free of this terrible addiction. And he says he never looked back. And now is happily married with 2 adorable children. The message is homosexuality is changed.
Well, we're doing fine, but I'm not sure getting into the book and biology is, if there's concerns early on you articulating, just if you could just stick to it.
Well, I think it's important. Even these people in their book, they're 2 gays. They say it's not, you're not going that way. And so I think that I'm asking you, why then choose someone to the Supreme Court who is living with this troubling lifestyle? And I hope we can discuss this on talk radio shows in every station in the country. I hope concerned people, especially parents from all over Massachusetts, will call in to the radio stations and talk shows about the homosexual agenda and how insidious steps, such as a lesbian judge appointment, and openly, where she's been really openly pointed out as being lesbian, and Governor Patrick has said he he's very pleased with his first. It's being used, should discuss why it's being used and how it's being used to further the gay agenda. In fact, I hope caring people will call with their concerns to talk shows all over the country. We need a good, open discussion of where the homosexual is taking our state. And I do not feel this is a good appointment because I think it tends to reinforce this. And we've already had trouble getting these books and getting these promotions out of the schools, as we've seen in the David Parker case.
Council Merrigan?
Yes, ma'am, you haven't said one single word about her qualifications as an attorney. You haven't talked about her experience as a judge. You haven't talked about any of the quality of her judicial experience or capacity. And I guess I just need to ask you this. Is it your view that her sexual orientation alone should disqualify her from this appointment? Just can you answer that yes or no for me, please?
My feeling was that this was appeared to be why she was chosen.
Well, let's forget about that. Let's forget about that. I'm asking you.
Should be her qualifications and her decisions. This should be what we look at.
Let me ask you: is it your position that her sexual orientation alone should disqualify her from appointment?
Well, I guess in this case, yes, because it's such a prominent feature.
And so,
And
is
it's
it your?
been very widely spread, and it's going to be used as a weapon against.
And so I take it in your view it's.
I'm concerned about the kids and the effect this will have on kids and what happens to them in the schools.
So it would be your view that it's okay and legal to discriminate against people on the basis of sexual orientation?
Well, it's a changeable thing. I mean, I would, if you're an alcoholic, I would discriminate against somebody like that. And
So is it your view that it's okay to discriminate against somebody based on sexual orientation?
I mean, in the choice, they have the same rights that all the rest of us have.
Well, let's say somebody doesn't decide to, quote, in your view, change. Let's say somebody wants to identify a sexual orientation that is the same sex orientation. Is it, in your view, okay to discriminate against that person?
Well, in the care of young children, it might be.
We're talking about a judicial appointment here.
I think a better choice is what I'd say. I suppose, you won't. I mean, you're making a choice of looking for a better person. You're not looking to discriminate.
But you are asking us
to say we're
to.
all being discriminated against.
But you are asking us to discriminate against her based on her sexual orientation. You realize that, don't you?
Yeah, I guess that to some extent, yes.
You agree with that?
That would be advisable.
Council Kennedy?
I just, want to reiterate again that you have an absolute right to come here and speak and express your opinion, but I also have to reject it in its totality. I look at it as nothing more than prejudice and bigotry, and I cannot accept it in terms of letting it sit there. It will have no bearing on my decision whatsoever. Thank
Well, let
you.
me say, I have friends who are homosexual, and this is what makes me sad, is to see what has happened to them. I have gone to a public tribunal, a wonderful guy there. He's dead at age 53, the same, because of his activities. And I think putting somebody in that position with this orientation sends a strong message that it's a good behavior, and you're giving
Council Manning?
I have a question for you over here. Do you believe that there isn't a single gay person in Massachusetts who should be able to sit on the bench? But as a group, they shouldn't be able to be judges. Is that what you believe? That's really a yes or no.
I don't think, I would say I don't, because I don't, how do you know unless somebody is out and open about it? It's what they're doing. I don't go and look in people's bedrooms and see what they're doing. And I think the problem I see is that this is a very open factor here, and it will be taken and say, well, for example, David Parker came down and said, I want to opt my kid out of this. I want to be sure I was in Market Keys, but they said, no, this is the law of the land now. And I feel this is going to reinforce that, to have somebody who's so openly in this lifestyle.
Well, I can tell you that I take everybody individually, and I would like to think that people don't think I think a certain way because I'm female, my religion, or what part of the country I'm from. I know that there are people who do think those things, but I take people individually, and I don't share your point of view.
I think it's a message that's being sent, and when I look at my friends who are gay, and they are dead now. And that's my concern with the kids. Thank you.